You know that kind of heartbreak that changes you forever? The kind where you realize the person you loved never really cared at all. Reddit users shared the moments their ex completely broke them, and how they finally found a way to move on. A guide to properly getting over your ex. 3 months after losing the person I thought was my soulmate, here's the mindset that helped me the most. Pair this mindset with a very strict no-contact rule, and you might feel much better about everything. Oh, and get off social media for a while. It sucks, especially during a breakup. Breakthrough following breakup is very true, but getting there feels like walking through an emotional jungle. After 19 years, I was told my girlfriend has no more love for me. We're on completely different pages. I'm trying to move on, although we still share a house due to wanting the young children to stay in the house until they are older. We avoid one another, although do text civilly regarding the boys. But I'm still in love with the idea of who she is. She has recently gone into AA and changed her partying and drug habits. I thought this might be a breakthrough for us, but she has dropped me along with the late nights. The program encourages absolute honesty, and that included admitting she no longer loved me. I have been picking up in this over the past 2 or 3 years, although she always denied it, which sent me into frequent bouts of pain and frustration and desperation. I was always unconsciously looking for her approval. She is now all about the NA/AA meetings, exercise, and yoga. The last 2 are things I always find attractive about her. It's been 3 months now, and I'm aware we will never reconcile, but I seem to be finding it hard to stop thinking about it, and us, and the family we have lost. She's like a new person. The change has been so radical, from late nights to early morning yoga. She also has a superiority complex and generally sees feelings as weakness. I compare all other women to her, and she's been on a pedestal since I met her, and it's proving hard to take her off, despite knowing that she's not emotional or as compassionate as I need a woman to be. In many ways I can see that it's a good thing, but boy, it's hard to find new water when you've been swimming in the same water as someone you were living with and in a relationship with for so long. Wish it was this easy, but it is far from the truth, especially when you feel that you lost the one, when you're mourning the one it genuinely hurts. And I'm not saying that you won't find better people, and life won't move on, but you will always feel the hurt of rejection, no matter how much time goes by. Getting rejected by the man of your life, although woman of your life, is a feeling that crushes your soul to the point where you never want to give anyone or anything a chance again. And maybe this is my grief speaking, but I certainly believe that when your efforts don't matter to the people that matter to you, it is a feeling no one can ever replace. Today I'm not just mourning the loss of my partner, but the loss of a potential family, the loss of a potential love, the loss of a potential confidant, the loss of a friend, and most importantly the loss of the identity that I had when I was with this person. And right, your partner isn't supposed to be everything, but what is love if it isn't everything to you? You can't love somebody without making them the center of your world, or for extreme cases, making them your world, and then your world is crushed. I've been on antidepressants trying to distract myself by going to the gym, by doing work, by engaging with my own senses again, but some losses feel much harder than others, and I think that when you lose the person that made you who you are, you lose a piece of yourself that you can never put back together again. And once you've been broken, there's no chance of being fixed, people only wiser, but you're still wounded. Hey, I'm back. I wanted to add my thoughts, even though extremely jumbled due to various reasons. The above is very, very true and helpful, as long as it is exactly as this, a relationship where you can walk away from. Literally walk away. If you add factors, such as kids, it gets a lot more complicated, as you will be tied to your ex for more or less forever. Now, that can work as well. You can still walk away if you have the financial means, the willpower, etc., all of which I do not have at the moment, and it drives me crazy at times. I am in a cage. Another factor ruled in is if your significant other, spouse, in my case, or ex for easier explanation, had another person enter his or her life and, well, you get my drift. You've trusted and really given everything into this relationship, at least you thought you did. COG text, and get betrayed. Worse, in my case, you had to actually figure this out yourself, since even confronting did not yield the truth. Instead I get lied to, deceived and gaslight to a point where spiraling, fear of loss, etc. occurs. Walking away from this is extremely hard then, and that is an understatement. But the above OG is still right. Eventually, it will happen. Step by step. Some days you'll rubber band back. You get breadcrumbed, even if you know things went really, really bad. Here we attach to the above. Take care of yourself. Every day. A little bit. Ask friends and family for support. Do not ever think you are a burden to them. Do it. You may not feel it immediately. You may be numb. Hell, I was really numb. Just stood there, feeling nothing. But you will survive asking for help. Be kind to yourself. What that means, you will, even as slow as a snail, learn to be yourself again, not as before the relationship, but better. Hardships, especially psychological ones, such as intense relationships, grant you resilience. I am not done where I am now. I am still in the same house. She is still the lying person she was when I discovered it all, confronted, was gaslighted, etc. But I made my peace mostly. She's a narcissistic person with quite a few behavior disorders, many due to her past, family, growing up. But I detach myself from her more and more emotionally, except for the love for our child. Awesome kid, that one. But I need to take care of myself, and trust me, it is hard. It is so hard to do the right thing just for yourself. Every broken heart eventually learns to beat again. And maybe, just maybe, that's the point. Not to forget what happened, but to grow from it. Thanks for watching, and remember, you deserve the kind of love you don't have to heal from.